Good morning. This is Denny, and this is my plant-based journey. And today we're going to make breakfast. I know that I've only made one breakfast video so far, and so today I'm going to have the opportunity to present to you another recipe. This one coming from Dr. John McDougall's website, and it's called Veggie Benedicts. We're going to be making a recipe, and I'm actually going to triple the recipe and take it to a potluck dinner or a potluck breakfast where several in the plant-based community are going to come together. We're going to hear a great lecture and also enjoy some food. So today we're going to make Veggie Benedicts. The first ingredient in Veggie Benedicts is English muffins. And what I did is I bought some of the flourless, sprouted, whole grain Ezekiel English muffins. And the recipe calls for 4, but with there being 6 in here, I'll actually be able to triple the recipe because it calls for 4 halves. So I'm going to have 6 of these, which will make 12 of the Veggie Benedicts. And hopefully we'll be able to share them and enjoy the breakfast together. In just a moment, what I'm going to do is toast these English muffins. I'm going to put them in the oven, toast them all at one time, to be the base for our breakfast. Next, I'm going to put the ingredients together, which will be the sauce. And I'm going to triple all of these, so when you read the recipe, make sure you go back to the original because I'm making 3 times what the recipe calls for on Dr. McDougall's website. So I'm going to make 3 cups of cashew milk, 6 tablespoons of lemon juice, 3 teaspoons of nutritional yeast, 1.5 teaspoons of onion powder, 1/4 plus 1/8 of garlic powder, 1/4 plus 1/8 of salt, 1/8 and 1/16 of turmeric, and then to thicken 3 tablespoons of cornstarch mixed with water, about 4 tablespoons of water, and that will be the sauce. In a little while we'll put together some tomatoes and avocados and we'll be ready to go to assemble our meal for this morning. So let's put all the dry ingredients together, let's get the liquid ready, and we'll add them together and bring them to a boil. I'm going to start with the cashew milk, and I just got the Silk Original. I'm going to turn this burner on low, a little bit above low, and get it starting to warm up. While that's working, I'm going to assemble the dry ingredients. Okay, I put my cornstarch and water in a cup, and you stir this up together. I typically use cold water with the cornstarch. It kind of makes a milky substance. I wish you could see this, but I would have to change the camera angle. And you use this as a thickening agent, and so as it adds to the hot liquid and as you begin to stir it, it will thicken, and so it will make type of a gravy or pudding or something along those lines. Not quite as thick, but it will allow it to congeal, I guess. It will allow it to thicken. Alright, and I'm going to add my dry goods. I added those ingredients together to a bowl. I'm going to mix them into the milk. I've already added the lemon juice to this. Alright, I'm going to turn up the heat now and start to bring this to a boil. In the meantime, I'm going to put my muffins in the oven. Alright, my sauce is getting hot. It won't be long and it'll start to boil. I've got the muffins in the oven. It took me a little longer than I thought because I expected them to be sliced, but when I opened the package, I needed to slice them. It's not a problem, just wasn't expecting it. And so I sliced the muffins. They're in the oven toasting. In the meantime, I sliced some vine-ripe tomatoes, pretty hearty chunks. Try to make them as consistent as possible since we're going to be sharing this in a group setting. And so from each tomato I have 4 slices. Alright, our sauce is coming to a boil. It's thickening nicely. When I get it a little bit hotter, when it's really starting to boil good, I'm going to turn off the heat and the sauce will be ready to go. Toasted Ezekiel sprouted muffins. All right, now I'm slicing avocados, but I wanted to show you a little trick. So I cut them in half, and if you use a knife to contact the pit in the center, you twist it sideways and you can remove the pit. But if you'll use a spoon inside of the skin, the avocado just comes right out. Sliced avocados. Okay, here's what the assembled product looks like. And I made 2 pans of this, and I know it's going to be great to share. Now, one little tip. I've told you before, don't eat over the pan. Don't stick your face down in the pan. That boiling liquid, the heat, those kinds of things can hurt you. Also, why do you want to pass on your germs to the rest of your family? Take a spoon, dip it into the sauce, pull the spoon away from where you are, marvel about how good it is. Man, that's awesome. Then put the spoon in the sink and wash it. It's really simple. You don't hurt yourself, you don't spread disease, and you get to taste the product. Same thing goes if you want to bring the smell, the aroma to you. Fan it to yourself. That way you're not going to put your face in danger, in the contact zone where you get injured. Just a little tip. All right, now we're going to put a 1/4 cup of the sauce on each one of the muffins. Okay, here we go. 1/4 cup. That was a little less than a 1/4 cup. Okay, there's a little bit of the sauce left, but that's going to be okay. I didn't want to assemble this till the last minute. I have 15 minutes to get to the potluck, and the reason I didn't want to assemble it too soon is because I don't want the toast to get soggy. Okay, there's our finished product. And what would a cooking or a recipe video be unless we give it a try? I know that means I'm gonna miss one in the trip, but I was only asked to bring 8 and I'm bringing 11. So let's give this a try, and then you go and make it for yourself. All right, it's good. It's messy, but it's good. I know you're supposed to eat it with a fork and a knife, but I'm not refined like that. We're gonna eat with our hands. Listen, give this a try.
Well, thank you. Thank you for this wonderful event, and I really encourage it. I must tell you, when Dr. And if you are sensitive to gluten when you eat it, you get these symptoms, but the intestinal wall is still okay, so you have gluten sensitivity.
Hello, well, I'm back. It was a wonderful morning. I was able to enjoy a beautiful breakfast with some good friends as we shared in this plant-based journey. The Veggie Benedicts went over very well. People love those, and they'll be able to go to McDougall website and pull those up. So I hope you'll try them. If you can't find them, let me know and I'll make sure I post the link. But what a wonderful recipe. I really enjoyed it, and I'll make it again. There were many good things at this breakfast. There was tofu scramble, which is the first time I've had that, and it was really good. Of course, there were oats and some bars and different things along those lines. Potatoes. There were a lot of good foods, and I really enjoyed it. Banana bread. I mean, how can you go wrong with banana bread? Just a beautiful morning. Good fruit, good friends. The environment was great. For once in a while, we didn't have 30, 40 mile an hour winds and sand wasn't blowing. It was a cool, crisp morning in a sunny courtyard, and we enjoyed a good meal and had a great lecture and Q&A session from Dr. Michael Klaper. Dr. Klaper works at True North along with Dr. Lyle, and there are others that work in that program, but he came to the Permian Basin and he spoke to some of the doctors in the area yesterday, and he was so kind as to speak at our event this morning. It was very informational. He was a very kind and gentle man, very thorough, very knowledgeable, and he spoke with authority. So it was good. He wasn't wishy-washy on anything. He just laid it out there, but in a compassionate way. And he talked to us about many things that were very interesting. I enjoyed his discussion. It reaffirmed the things that I have learned from Dr. Esselstyn, from Dr. Stoll, and others like them. We were able to talk about eating the green vegetables, the leafy greens, broccoli as well, and things along those lines to get our protein, but also to get the folic acids and things along those lines. Having a big salad for lunch and eating, a cup of the green vegetables throughout the day, and just how it helps you nutritionally and the things that it will provide for you. So that was wonderful to talk about, and we learned about casein and the dairy issues that are faced in this world because of the way that we do things in many ways. And it was very interesting to hear about some of the problems that are typical in the American diet as a result of our use of dairy. We talked about things like vitamins and the commercially produced vitamins and some of the harmful effects that come from some of the things that are manufactured, and where we can get our regular vitamins, the right kind of vitamins that will work in our body without the hazards. And we talked about a lot of good things. And I hope in time that I can share some more. I was very thankful. There's a drawing at most of our get-togethers, and today I won the drawing, so I'm going to get a DVD of Dr. Klaper's program, and I'm looking forward to that. It's a discussion of the salt and sugar and oil and things along those lines in our diets and how we can improve our health. So very exciting morning. Introduced myself to some things that I had studied in the past, but as you're growing and developing, you tend to focus on certain things, so it was good to get that information. Good to rekindle some friendships that I'm growing and developing, meet some new people. There were several new families that came to our breakfast this morning. Just a beautiful day. Instead of the wind blowing 35, 40 miles an hour, it was a calm, beautiful morning. It was cool and crisp. There was no sand in the air, which is rare for out here, and just a beautiful, beautiful morning. Good food, good friends, good discussion, and listen, if you have not yet found a plant-based community in your area where you can go and have these monthly potlucks or do some educational programs with them, start searching it out. I know on the Plant Pure website there is a pod section where you can find people that meet in your area. There are other ways to do that, but find a group of people that you can get together with on a regular basis. It'll help be some motivation for you and help you be accountable. One of the things that I said to you early on is I started this channel for the purpose of being able to share my journey, but also to have that accountability. Well, when you have a group you meet with every month, that provides accountability as well. And so, try to do that. Learn. Find some other foods. You'll get to taste some things you won't normally prepare. You'll get to ask some questions and learn. One of the questions today was about eating potatoes, starches, corn, rice, and if it was going to be detrimental to our health. And Dr. Klaper explained how when we get rid of those fats and the oils that plug up the receptors and things along those lines, how eating this whole food plant-based diet actually makes it better for our body to do its job, like the insulin doing its work. And so you eliminate the things you shouldn't have, then the carbohydrates, which seem to have such a negative name in our world today, can do their job. So go and learn. find a group you can meet with. And if nothing else, come out to our part of the world. We're going to have a great program. It's called Food is Medicine, August 12th. Come out to West Texas and participate in this all-day event. There are other things around the country. Just find one and do it. Start. Buy some potatoes, rice, beans, corn. Buy some greens and some squash and zucchini and tomatoes. Buy some carrots. Buy some onions. I know this is something that it's fearful for a lot of people, but eat those plants and your health is going to improve. You're going to feel better, and it's amazing how quickly you'll see that impact in your diet. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you'll try to make the recipe because it is really good. And if you have any questions or comments, make sure you leave those below. I'll be glad to answer them as I can. If you have anything that you'd like to talk about one-on-one, you can always go over to the Facebook page, Denny's Plant-Based Journey, and send me a private message that way. Several of you do, and I always enjoy the discussion. But subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, and if I can do anything for you, you let me know. It's been a great morning, and I'm looking forward to a great day, and I hope you have the same. It's a beautiful world we live in, and we need to take time every day to be thankful for all that we have, the opportunities that are before us, and then make the most of our time to do what we can for this world. If I can help you in any way, let me know. My name is Denny. This is my plant-based journey. Have a great weekend.